Well, it's a fairly cloudy evening, especially in places like Burlington. As we've gone through the last couple of hours, we've seen some showers and storms approach you from the west. And real dark clouds as we look at our Viero wireless network camera in Burlington, which, of course, itself, the city itself, is north of I-70 by a couple of miles. If you're heading to the west towards Denver, coming into the state from Kansas, this is what you're looking at as you look off to the east, to the west, I should say, this evening. And this is what it looks like on the live HD Doppler radar between Flagler and Burlington. Some heavier showers, isolated rumbles of thunder are possible as well. It's mostly just heavy rain at this point. There are no severe thunderstorm warnings associated with this complex that we're seeing push off to the east and northeast, but bottom line is that we're going to continue to see it push across I-70. The real tough stuff is going to be in northwestern Oklahoma and northeastern New Mexico over the next few hours. That'll clip the southeastern corner of the state, and watch out for some severe thunderstorms associated with that. Outside of that, not much else going on. There are a few showers and isolated storms in the mountains as well. There's a little tiny flood advisory for areas just off to the west of Walsenburg in Huerfano County that's just been issued by the National Weather Service. Skyscan satellite and radar. There are some showers and thunderstorms in the mountains. They're making their way back towards I-25. Most of them are going to fade away once we lose the heating of the day, which happens in about, say, an hour and a half or thereabouts, 2 hours at most. As we go through the Skycast, it reflects that. It calls for the strongest thunderstorms to be in the eastern portion of the state, but watch out as we go through 10:15 this evening in portions of Elbert and Lincoln counties, and also into northeastern El Paso County. There could be some strong showers in this area as well. So we're not necessarily done with it yet, but I think severe weather is a much smaller risk once we go into the later evening hours, into the early portion of our Tuesday morning. Skycast calls for all those showers and storms to fade away on our Tuesday morning, but a few of them will return Tuesday afternoon, but nowhere near the number that we've seen this afternoon. Still, though, isolated storm or two could be on the strong side as we go through the afternoon and into our Tuesday evening. Skycast precipitation, notice that we are going to see some good totals over towards the Kansas line, about 1/3 of an inch in Lyman, just under 6/10 in Lamar, and about 1/10 of an inch in Springfield. Zooming it in now to the Pikes Peak region, the bulk of what we see is off to the northeast of town, which is not surprising when we took a look at that Skycast, which showed us that band make its way into northeastern El Paso County, about 1/2 an inch in Calhoun, about 3/10 in Black Forest, not enough to cause any flooding, fortunately enough. As we go to the south of Pueblo, we could see about 1/10 of an inch in Colorado City, and over to the high country, Leadville picks up about 1/6 of an inch, and there will be higher totals than that as you head over towards the Continental Divide. There is still a slight risk, according to the Storm Prediction Center, for some severe thunderstorms in the far southeastern corner of the state. Outside that, it's a marginal risk for most of the rest of the area. 57 for the Springs for tonight, 59 in Pueblo, 62 in Canyon City, lower 60s out in the plains, temperatures in the 40s and the 50s up in the mountain locations, and temperatures, well, make you break out a jacket tomorrow morning in Leadville when you drop down to 40 degrees. 7-day forecast for the Springs, high temperatures sitting in the mid to upper 80s until you get into the last couple of days of our extended forecast. Then we see a bit of a cool down, upper 70s and lower 80s on Saturday and Sunday, and Monday's high right around 88 once again. Pushing the century mark in Pueblo for the next 3 days. Ooh, it's hot. Then it's going to drop off lower to middle 90s on Saturday and Sunday, because it's never too early to look ahead of the weekend. Yeah. We've talked about during the 4 o'clock show today. Canyon City, you'll be sitting in the upper 80s and lower 90s across the board. Chance for showers and storms returns in Canyon City as it does in the other 2 cities on Friday into Saturday. Lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. A somewhat better chance for rain, not surprisingly, in the mountains as we go through the next couple of days. And then we're going to see that chance return Thursday last into the first half of the weekend.
All right. Hey, thanks so much, Jay. You know, we're about to we're in the monsoon season, and we're in the busy sports season now, too.